Renovating a 5-inch gauge sweet pea steam locomotive, part 27. Cleaning a pair of live steam injectors internally using kettle descaler, and fitting washers and split pins to the valve gear where required. To clean the injectors internally, I'm going to use Kilrock K kettle descaler. I don't use sulfuric acid, I find it a bit vicious. This is formic acid and it appears to work quite well. Although this liquid in the aerosol can cap taken from my acid bath looks like copper sulfate, the salts derived from formic acid are called formates or methanoates. I'm not sure of the pronunciation on that, and neither is the internet. I tried several attempts to get the pronunciation and they were all different. Anyway, that is relatively unimportant. The main thing is both of these injectors are going into the liquid. One is the injector that was originally on this sweet pea, and the other I've had for many years. This is what is known as the vibrating lever, and it operates the valve gear via the return crank on the crank pin of each wheel. There are two problems here. One is the retaining washer is exactly the same diameter as the bearing material. That's no good, and besides the split pin is a bit of a mess too. I've found a thicker washer. This is a 2BA washer, and even though the centre hole is slightly too big, it will do the job. I just need to thin it down ever so slightly. So I'm rubbing it on some 400 grade wet to dry sandpaper. After doing that, I fit it in position as shown, and then I use a brand new split pin. I fit this into the cross hole, and then I bend the ends of the split pin out. The next job is to shorten the split pin. It's very important to use a pair of side cutters that cut flat, not just an ordinary pair of side cutters which cut at an angle, leaving a very sharp edge. Here, using a special pair of pliers which do not have any serrations on the inside edge, I close up the split pin. Time for a test run. In slow motion to start with. This next clip is out of sequence. This was before I removed the injector to put it in the pot of formic acid. I'm going to do exactly the same at this side as you saw in the last episode. Oddly enough, the wear on this side of the locomotive is much greater than it was on the other side. The wear was considerable, and I'm not going to waste time showing you how I fixed it. I showed that in the last episode. Suffice to say, it involved quite a lot of rubbing on wet to dry sandpaper, 400 grade to be exact. This next part of the job is very important, and it can be catastrophic if you get it wrong. I'm adjusting the pressure on the slipper on the crosshead. This method is a simple one. I'm applying pressure to the slipper using the 4 bolts, and once I get the pressure right, I'll lock them off using the lock nut at the bottom. Getting the pressure right is quite difficult. I had a couple of attempts before I was happy with it. The point is, a steam locomotive is a mechanical anomaly. It goes round corners and the wheels go up and down differently at each side, and if you think about it, this should not be able to happen. If every part of the suspension and motion was perfectly machined, you would have a problem. Once adjusted, it's time for a test run. It's really important to make sure that the crosshead isn't too tight a fit on the slide bar, and not too slack either. It's got to be just right. This is what happens if it's too tight. I slackened off one of the lock nuts and one of the bolts. The video is currently running at 25%, and it seems to be running quite well. I'll stop talking until the next section. As you've just seen, it's running very smoothly. Time to apply some oil. Very important. Always remember to put the oil in the required places. In this clip you can see that the washer at the end of the return crank is the right size. but the split pin's a bit of a mess, so I'm removing it with a pair of side cutters. The same special side cutters that are flat on one side so that when you cut things with them they aren't sharp. Particularly good for cutting cable ties. If you cut cable ties with a standard side cutter, the edges are razor sharp. Fitting the split pin is exactly the same as I've just shown on the other side. Retrospectively, I think I should have cleaned the area first, but it should be okay. In this clip you can see how the side cutters allow you to cut the split pin at a perfect 90 degrees. I bend the split pin into a sensible shape so it's never going to work loose. The rest of this video shows the engine running on very low pressure compressed air, as you can hear by how feeble the whistle is. As you can see, the engine's very powerful and it's running well. Stay safe, stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.